My name is Michael Voltaggio. I am here at the Chef's Garden because Lee has been a friend of mine for over 20 years, and he told me I better be here. But also, like, I've not just been a friend, I've been a friend and a customer of this farm for over 20 years. I mean, one of the first business trips I ever got to go on in my career was to this farm. And to be able to come back here and see it thriving even better than before, it's awesome to be back here for sure. My culinary philosophy is, I think, lately starting with an old idea and sort of just giving it new life. And so I've been doing a lot of research, and I think that anything creative should start with research. And so for me, researching an old idea and then sort of twisting it and adding my own sort of touch to it, or at least, I don't know if that necessarily defines my style, but it defines how I approach the creation of a dish. Things like Caesar salad or pot roast or paella or really anything. So I'm not boxed into one specific cuisine, but I'm boxed into the method of study and the research behind the development of the food that I'm cooking. I feel like we often get caught up on food trends or the idea of something becoming trendy. And when that happens, we lose it because people are paranoid about doing something that is sort of trendy. So think about like 5 years ago when pork belly was on every menu, or 2 years ago when it was the kale Caesar salad, or 4 years ago when it was avocado toast. Like, these things come and go because we start to see them everywhere. And then us as creatives, we get, I think, insecure about, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing, but then we also lose like great ideas in the process. And so for me, I think innovation is being able to preserve the classics. And if you need to change them a little bit to keep them a little bit more current, so be it. But I think, losing the idea of food trends to me is the most innovative thing. Don't get caught up on trend or trendy. The best collaboration I ever did was for Stevie Wonder was winning a Legacy Award. And I got to work with his team and him on how that meal would go. We were able to sort of put together the dining experience and see it or experience it as Stevie would be experiencing it himself. And so it started with walking through a tunnel and into the light, and then the whole menu was sort of audible, and like there was a lot of things that engaged the senses through smell and stuff like that. And so to be able to work with someone who is an artist, who is an authority on art because of how established of an artist they are, I think when you get to collaborate with somebody that's also creative, you get to learn how to create better yourself. You start to approach the task differently when you think about how the people receiving it are going to experience what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And I think that is huge when you look at the restaurants, because when you stop cooking for your peers or yourself and you start cooking for your guests, you actually learn more that way. With the addition of like experiential dining, I think what it's actually doing is keeping sort of modern or innovative restaurants going. I think just putting a meal together and keeping somebody's attention for 2 hours through the food, the service, and the beverage that you're providing, I don't think is enough today to keep somebody's attention for that long. And so I think the idea of a 4-hour, 5-hour, 6-hour dining experience, which I used to love to go and do, is a lot harder to capture when people have their phones out and they have all these things that they want to do. So how do you create an experience where they want to stick around just a little bit longer? And I think by adding these little things, whether it's in an art gallery or you incorporate some kind of audio visual into the experience, it really just comes down to what is the experience that you're hoping to provide, and can you keep your guest attention long enough? And that's what we're fighting with today. I think is just, we have this innate desire to move on to the next thing, and sometimes we have to just enjoy the moment.